Today I'm going to make a videos about the rotation. Okay, I personally think that this is one of the hardest topics in the transformation, so I'm going to make the video for rotation first, then only I will go to enlargement, refraction or even translation. Alright, so I'm going to do for rotation first. I think for this video I'm going to divide it into the part 1 and part 2, okay? Because it's very important to make you understand about the concept about rotation. Okay, let's see. Okay, when we learn about rotation, got few things is very important. Rotation, because in the exam, especially paper 2, the question will always ask you to fully describe what is rotation. So when you do the description, got three information is very important. First is the direction, and then the second is the angle, and then the last will be the center point. These three information must be included when you do the full description. Alright, first, for the direction, obviously you have clockwise, means you will rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay, you will rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise. Alright, of course clockwise and anti-clockwise, that only happens to 90 degree in SPM. Alright, a lot of students will ask me about 180 degree. Okay, for 180 degree, this one, there's no difference between clockwise and anti-clockwise. Okay, so when you do the description for rotation on the 180 degree, you no need to write about the direction. Alright, you just write rotation 180 degree at the center of maybe 0, 0 or 1, 2. So okay, so only for 180 is a special case. You no need to write about direction. If 90 degree, you have to tell the examiner you are rotating on the clockwise or anti-clockwise. And then the second information I already mentioned here, which is angle. You can have 90 degree and 180 degree. This is what will happen mostly in your exam. Alright, you can also rotate 270 degree clockwise, but then this one will same with 90 degree anti-clockwise. So in the exam we seldom use 270, only like 90 and 180. Alright, center point, this is one of the very important things in these three information. Okay, so later I will discuss more about center point. Okay, mostly center point is a coordinates. Okay, the coordinates are something you hold it and then you rotate your triangle or you rotate your objects. Alright, this is center point. Alright, these three information is very important. So most of the time, the fully description we will say the object will rotate clockwise 90 degree at the center 1, 1 or at the center 2, 1. Alright, this is the how we do the fully description about rotation. Alright, first, the hardest part of the rotation is the 90 degree. So first you must have the concept why we call 90 degree. If this is object A, okay, I give you a dot. Okay, and let's say this is the center. Okay, I call it C. Okay, if you rotate, if object A rotate clockwise 90 degrees, means you rotate this direction 90 degrees. What will happen is, okay, you will see, let's say this object, you connect A to the center point, and then you rotate 90 degree over here to the image A. Okay, and then they will form a 90 degree on the center point. Okay, here you got few things you must pay very good attention on it. First is the length from center point to A must be the same from the length from the center point to the image A. So let's say this is 5 cm. You have to make sure here will be 5 cm also. Mean both of these need to be the same distance. Alright, need to be the same distance, and then middle must form a 90 degree. Okay, when we say 90 degree means actually you've put this ruler onto it, you will see actually they are on the 90 degree. Do you see the 90 degree over here? Okay, this is what we mean by 90 degree. But the key point is you must always have the same length for the distance from the center point. This is very important. Alright, this is so-called rotate. This is so-called rotate clockwise. How about anti-clockwise? If I have the object B and this is my center point, I call it C. So when I rotating 90 degree anti-clockwise, means I rotate this direction, called anti-clockwise. So where is my image B? So first, obviously, I will form a 90 degree over here. And let's say this is image B. And here must be form a 90 degree. Okay, of course this one just gives you the brief understanding on it. Okay, so first you have to make sure both of these will have the same distance. I say the distance from B to the center point need to have the same distance from the image B to the center point. Both of these distance need to be same. Alright, distance must be the same, and then the 90 degree must form on the center point here. Okay, so basically if you have a clock, very easy for you to remember what's a clockwise and anti-clockwise. Okay, if you have the clockwise, it's just like normally your clock will turn this direction, so this direction we call it clockwise. Okay, anti-clockwise means normally clock will turn like this, right? Anti-clockwise means on the other direction. This one called anti-clockwise. So this is clockwise, and this one will be anti-clockwise. Alright, so it's very simple. If a coding is following the clock direction, it's called clockwise. It's not following the clock direction, we call it anti-clockwise. Okay, I hope here will give you some brief understanding. Okay, then we're going to go to the graph paper, because I'm going to teach you about some techniques on how to see the rotation using the graph paper. So over here, I think I will need to zoom in. Okay, because I'm going to use the pen inside the graph paper over here. Okay. Okay, now, for example, okay, if this is my object, okay, we learn about dot first, then we need to go to triangle or trapezium or anything. Alright, if this is A, alright, and then this is our center point, I use this one. Okay, red color is the center point. Okay, red color is the center point. So if I want to rotate 90 degree into the clockwise in direction, so 90 degree clockwise will be in this direction. Am I right? So you will see here actually you have 2 cm, because here one small column actually stands for 1 cm, so 2 cm, so my image A will be here. Very easy to see this, because we know actually when this one is 2 cm, here will be 2 cm also, so they will form a 90 degree on the middle. Alright, okay, let's go to something. Okay, let's fix it. Okay, we always rotate 90 degree clockwise in this graph paper. Okay, let's say now, let me change a little bit. Okay, now I have B over here. Okay, now this is my center point C. Okay, this is my center point C. Now I want to rotate 90 degree, so it's very important for you to understand what is the meaning for 90 degree. Okay, let's say if I have something like this, I put a line over here. Okay, if I rotate 90 degree clockwise, I assume I will have something over here, and I form a 90 degree on the middle. Do you see that? And I will form a 90 degree on the middle. Okay, this is what I want you to see. Okay, so now from here, Okay, from C to B, let me connect it. And then actually, if you are smart enough, actually you will see here, actually we have a small box. Okay, imagine this is the center point. If I rotate this small box, what will happen is, you have something like this. If I rotate, he will turn like this. So I will have another small box over here. And then therefore, I just cut through here. I will form a 90 degree from here. This is my image B. Will be located over here. Alright, I can see, okay, you might start to confuse about this one. Okay, let's try one more. Okay, let's try a few more. I think we have to try a few more. Okay, let's see. This is the coordinate C. Okay, and then, okay, let's see. This one is the center point. Okay, red color is the center point. Okay, let's call it O. Okay, easy for you. Okay, let's see. Now I want to rotate 90 degree. I want to rotate 90 degree clockwise. Okay, at the center point O. Alright, so first, I will connect this one, C to the center point. Okay, so you have to see, actually here you have a 3 small box over here. Do you see here? You got 1, you got 2, you got 3. Okay, so if you want to visualize, maybe I will draw this box for you. Okay, and then, okay, this is a line. Let me draw it. Okay, now I want to form a 90 degree over here. If I put this thing, I roughly will know my 90 degree will be somewhere like this. Then only we call 90 degree. Do you see? This one we call 90 degree. Alright, so if you can imagine this small box, actually they will rotate like this. Okay, if this small box, if you rotate like this, you roughly will see, you will become, okay, you have to imagine this small box, you have the 4 corner. I press this corner and I rotate this one, and I rotate this one, you got something like this. And then you rotate to this direction and form a 90 degree on the middle. So this one over here, you have the image for C. You will form an image of C. Okay, so this idea is actually quite important for you to understand about rotation. Okay, let's see few more. Okay, let's do something slightly different. Okay, we call it D. Okay, let's say this coordinate is a D. Now, center point O is over here. Same thing, rotate 90 degree clockwise at the center O. So first, do you see here actually have a small box over here? So if I connect D to the O, I know I need to have another small box. I will rotate, I will go to this direction. This is my image D. Okay? Okay. If like this you couldn't see the small box, I'm going to draw the small box for you. Do you see the 2 column box over here? Okay, if I press here, I rotate this box, I will have a small box over here. Okay, for the example like this, you must always able to understand something like this is, okay, if this one is a small box, I press here, I rotate this one, I will got something like this. Do you see that? So if this is a small box, if I press here, I rotate, I will got something like this. Okay, depend where is the center point. You can press here, you rotate, you got something like this. Okay, so this is how I actually rotate this rectangle box. Okay, so you just imagine this is my rectangle box. I press here, I rotate, so my rectangle box will turn like these shapes. Alright, I hope this one actually can help you understand a little bit on it. Okay, so let me try few more for you. Okay, let's see. This is the center point. No, this is the point E. Okay, let me flip this paper a little bit. Okay, let's see. This is the point E. Okay, and then I draw my center point over here. O. Okay, now I want to rotate 90 degrees. So first, first let me draw the small box. This actually you can see from O's to E, actually it cut this box into the half. Do you see here? Actually we have a box over here. Okay, actually OE, this line actually cut this box into the half, so you see two triangles over here. Okay, now imagine you press this box, so this box going to rotate. If you can't imagine, maybe I put my eraser over here. So now I press over here, I rotate this one. So I press over here and then I rotate like this. So I calculate this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So when I rotate, I will go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So I have another small box over here. Do you see that? If I press here, and then I rotate, I will got something like this. Because this box and this box have to be same size. Because just now I just mentioned they need to have the same distance. So therefore, if this is coordinate E, image E will be somewhere over here. This one will be the image E. Because you connect this one, you cut this small box into the half, you will find that here actually is 90 degrees. Okay, you might need some time to digest about my idea, because actually in exam most of the time you will be given the graph paper, or you will be given a coordinate table. Okay, so actually the coordinate diagram you can easily sketch if you understand about this box concept. Alright, okay, let's go to something. We have the coordinates. If let's say we have the coordinate like this. Okay, let's say, okay, we set something over here. Let's say we set the center point is always at OO. Okay, this one is always the center point. Okay, let's say we're trying to do all the ABC. Let's say this is my A. Okay, let's reset something. Same thing. We always rotate 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, we learn about clockwise first. At the center O. Okay, at the center O. 0, 0. Right. Okay, so all the example will fulfill this condition. Rotate 90 degrees clockwise at the center O. Alright. Now A. Okay, you see A over here. You see a small box over here. Correct or not? So if this one is a small box, okay, maybe I draw a small box for you if you couldn't see. Okay, I'm going to cut this small box into half. Of course, in the exam you shouldn't draw out this one. This one just to help you to imagine. Alright, now do you see a rectangle box now? Now I hold this one, I rotate this rectangle box, I will have something like this. So, in order to form a 90 degree on the middle, I know from center point we have to connect to here, and this one is the A image. Alright, if you still couldn't see, okay, maybe I call this one, this coordinate is B. Okay, here you need to see some bigger box over here. Do you see this box? And actually, you are cutting this big box into the half. Okay, let me calculate. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So okay, imagine this one. I rotate down. I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I will have a box like this. If I rotate now, I have the box like this. And then I will cut it into the half. And then this one will be my rotation of B. So you can see here actually, from here actually I form a 90 degree. Okay, let's say I have something like this. I call it C. Okay, same thing. This is center point, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, do you see okay, this one is a rectangle box. Okay, now this is the center point. I rotate this rectangle box is something like pen. You press here, you rotate, you got something on the top like this. So you see actually I'm rotating. Do you see that? So therefore I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the vertical one will become the horizontal one will become vertical. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have something like this. And then this one from here connects to here. Okay, let me draw a line. Oh, this is C, sorry. We have to find the image C. Will be somewhere on the top here. Oops, sorry. I think I rotate wrongly about this box because here when after you draw you can find out here actually it's not 90 degree. So if it's not 90 degree, you straight away know this is wrong, because after you press here, you rotate this one, the box should be over here. So you're going to draw, okay, this one, the image C is over here. So here you can see this is 90 degree. Right, I can feel that all of you might be still very confused about this one, but actually it's quite simple. Okay, let me draw last one before I end this video. Okay, if this one is A and this one is a center point O, so what you're trying to do is you're trying to draw a 90 degree for this line. Okay, so when I draw the 90 degree, I will straight away draw it. If this one is anti-clockwise, this is my A image. Because this one sure is 90 degree. So if I want to draw over here, can also. Here is 90 degree also. You can take out or you can take out a graph paper and you try to draw. And then you will find you can easily know this one is a 90 degree. Why I know? Because this is graph paper. This one rectangle box and this rectangle box is the same size. So you can easily rotate this point from the center point to this side, rotate to this side, and then you form a 90 degree on the middle. This one you rotate to this side, you form a 90 degree on the middle. Alright, so I hope this video can give you some basic idea about rotation. If you still cannot understand, maybe I will try to think up other methods to teach you. But then, so far I think this method is quite easy for students to understand. But then, of course, the difficult part is you must able to visualize actually this is the box, and then after you rotate, where's the box will go, and then you must also can understand how actually I draw the angle on the middle over here. Alright. I hope this video can give you a little bit insight on how the rotation works. Maybe I will explain more on the second video of the rotation. Anyways, thanks for watching the videos.